Even if you don't create any new threads in a program, threads are always back running. Meaning, when you create an ordinary Java class and when you need to run, you will always create a main method which will be executed by the JVM or Java Virtual Machine first. So main will be the first thread that runs. So to run a Java program, rather, you always need a thread. The point run by the JVM means to execute a Java program, you need a Java virtual machine which compiles it into machine language and execute in the processes. Now we'll take a little bit deeper look at the JVM or Java Virtual Machine. JVM or Java Virtual Machine is a type of a virtual machine which enables a Java program to be compiled and executed. Compilation: the JVM converts the Java program into bytecode or machine code and executes it in the CPU. JVM is essential to run Java programs in a machine. Now we'll take a look at how to create threads. A thread, like I said earlier, is an instance of a thread class. Even if you implement the runnable interface or extend the thread class, a thread object has to be created in order to start executing the thread. I will bring you an example in a while, but first, these points I want to highlight. A thread class provides methods to handle threads such as to create, start, pause, etc. These threads, as said now, are in the thread class. The run method provided by the thread class has to be overridden in the program that you are writing the thread. The run method will contain the life cycle of the thread, that is, the execution sequence or what the thread will do once it is allocated the CPU. I informed you earlier that there are two ways to create threads. One is to extend the thread class or implement the runnable interface. Extending the thread class, what we have to do is extend the thread class into the program as we have shown in the example over here, and override the run method. The run method, as I said, contains the life cycle of the program or the thread. Here the run method I have written as system.out.println statement. When I execute the thread, run the thread, what this code will print will be my thread, or rather the system.out.println statement. This will be the code's life cycle, the thread's life cycle. Here at the bottom of the slide I have stated the run method is definitely allowed to be overloaded in a subclass. That is, you can pass different strings or integers or any variable as parameters to this run method. It can be overridden, but when calling you have to call the particular run method. If not, what happens is the overridden run method, or rather the overloaded run method, will not be called by the thread class because it cannot identify that. The thread class can only call the overridden default run method in your program. Now I will show you a simple example where a thread is created and a run method is overridden, and I'll show you the output of the execution of this thread. This thread is created by extending the thread class. And this is my overridden run method, and the main method, inside that I have created an object of the same class, and I have called the start method which starts execution of the thread. And the command prompt, I will compile it first, and now I will run my class. See, what happens is the object is created, thread class is extended, so a thread is created, and the main method of the thread is this run method, which contains the object's life cycle. And when the start method of the object is called, the thread starts executing, or the object starts executing, which will execute the run method, printing the output that I have given here. Limitations of extending the thread class is that Java only allows one class to be extended to your program. So if you have extended the thread class already to your program, you will not be able to extend any other class, which will limit the capabilities or the ability to make your class more flexible or more capable of doing things than it is. Now we'll take a look at the method of implementing a thread program by implementing the runnable interface. Here what you have to do is implement the runnable interface to your program, or the class that you are going to create the thread, and override the run method. It is shown by the example on the screen here.